Okay, uh, let us begin. We have gone through the profession of quantity surveying. What does it mean? We have seen as a quantity surveyor, what are we supposed to do on the project? What are the things we should learn in order to become a quantity surveyor? What type of documents we need to prepare and we need to understand as quantity surveyors, and they are part of construction contract documents. And I told you that the important thing about them is that they have legal binding. Okay, so once you prepare them, you agree on them, you sign them, it's fixed. Okay, if you want to change them, you have to write it again. Okay, and the important part for these documents is drawings and specifications. What is the difference between drawing and specification? Drawing is about measurement and specification is about what to do? Material. Okay. Any other opinion? Yes. Quality, yes. Okay. Quality of work. So you can have a beam, concrete beam, without steel, with a steel. Quality is different, right? Even the concrete quality can be different. Okay. The other important part which we are concerned about is bill of quantities. It's in the tabular form. It shows you the quantities of materials, their units, and their cost. And usually it is done for each item. Okay. So you can use this bill of quantities for calculating the price of your contract. You can use it for payment of the contractor. You can use it for monitoring the progress of the work. If I spend this much amount of money, how much work is done? Okay. And you can also use it in the end for finishing the contract. Okay. So the contract is finished when all the quantities are done. Okay. The process of calculating the quantities is called as quantity take-off. Okay, so quantity take-off means you are calculating quantities of specific items. Okay, for example, in this case, we have a trench foundation, a very long foundation. Okay, and the measurements are given, and then you calculate the quantity. Okay, so it's simple, you are just calculating the cubic meters, meaning the volume. Okay, so you multiply all the three dimensions and you get the volume. And in your BOQ, this will look like this. When you do the quantity takeoff, then you put it in the BOQ as this. So this is one row of your BOQ. Okay. So what is the item? What is the quantity? What are the units? Okay. And I showed you in the previous slide one more column, which was what? Price. Okay. Two more columns, right? Rate and then the full price. Okay. Now what is this? Type of cement? Which one is type of cement? C. No. Okay, what is this 30? C is cement. Okay. Aggregate? Strength of concrete. Okay. And what about aggregate? What is this 20? It is about the aggregate, but what? Size. Okay. So, yeah. And reinforce means what? What does this word mean? If I remove this. Concrete in foundation, this much. I can write it. It's not wrong. Steel. Okay. Reinforcement means basically steel. There are other reinforcements as well now, fiber, plastic, and so on and so forth. But when we write it like this, it means steel. Okay, then we have the tender package. Okay, so there is construction documents and there is tender package. What is the difference between them? What is the difference between tender package and construction documents?
Tender is the last.
Ah,
Tender is the last document.
tender is the last document? The first. The first. Okay. Tender is, I don't know, it must be published in Arabic. I don't know the Arabic word. But you announce the project, that I have this project. Anybody who is interested can come and give me their price. So when they come to you, they will ask you what is your work. So you give them the tender package. So this is the first one. After you selected the contractor, you settled the price and everything. Then you sign the construction documents, the agreement. Okay. The description of items are of different types, so their description will be different as well. So some items are measured linearly with one dimension. Okay. So length or depth. Wires, yeah. Pipes. And that means, it doesn't mean the area is ignored, area is constant. Okay. And the examples are given here. Okay. And you can measure them by weight as well, because you know the length. Okay. And the area is fixed. So length into area will give you what? Volume. And how do you calculate weight then? Very good. Everything by 9.1? Yes. You tell me. Multiply by what? Yes. How do we convert volume to weight? Volume to weight. By what? What is, okay, let me make the question simpler. Volume upon, weight upon volume. Weight per unit volume. Weight per unit volume, what do we call it? Look, density. Okay, density. 9.81 is not the density. It is what? Gravity. Okay. So obviously, if you are talking about density of concrete, it's different. So if I have a concrete pipe, different. If I have a steel pipe, different density. Okay, so we cannot fix it. Okay, another type of material atom which we have to deal with in the construction project is the soil. Okay, you deal with soil when you are doing what? Excavation. And one more item, after excavation you have to do what? So you did excavation, you finish your work, and now you have to do what? Filling. Okay, and that is called as backfilling. That is called as backfilling. There's filling and there's backfilling. There's a difference between them. Okay, you have taken highway or no? Not yet? You are taking now. So nobody has finished highway, but maybe you have, she is useless. She did it without you? Yes. You allowed her? Okay. You are in the same group? I was thinking why I'm not getting the message. This is one I was waiting for. Anyways, what are we talking about? Yeah, the backfilling. Okay. So you do excavation, okay, for your foundation. Your foundation is 1 meter deep. Okay, but the depth of the foundation is only 300 millimeters. So you did the excavation for 1 meter, and then you filled with foundation for 300 millimeters. Okay, the rest you will not leave open, right? So you will do the backfilling. This is called as backfilling. What my point? So when you are putting the soil back in the excavation, that is backfilling. Okay, and the other one is filling, which is what you see for roads maybe. Okay, so your road is, this is my ground level, this is my road level. So I will not do any excavation. I fill. Okay, this is filling. Okay, earth fill, sand fill, whatever. So there is difference between them. So these classes are mentioned. You have to refer to NRM, New Rules of Measurement Standards, for these classes. Then we have concrete. It is measured in terms of cubic meters volume. Okay, and I already mentioned what you mean by this. And concrete is made up of aggregate, water, cement and sand. So when you say cubic meters of concrete, it means these 4 items. So you cannot give me the price of concrete and then ask me for the price of cement separately, because concrete has cement, right? But sometimes, or maybe a lot of times now, we put additional admixtures in concrete to give them more strength or to resist the temperature or so on and so forth. So then this is an extra item. Okay, normal concrete means these 4 things. Normal concrete means these 4 things. And then you can change the type of cement within the concrete, and these are the main cements we have. Okay, which one is more applicable for hot climate? Which one of them? Second one. Why? Because it is rapid hardening. If you let the paste, cement paste or concrete paste like this for too long, water will evaporate. Okay, so we use rapid hardening, so the reaction is finished fast. Concrete hardens, no evaporation of, or less evaporation of water. Okay, other things which we have to incorporate is steel bar. Steel bar is measured in terms of, or the item is priced with weight. Okay, so you tell me I need this many tons of steel of this type. The steel also has types. Okay, and then we have plastic pipes for electrical, plumbing and so on and so forth. And for them you have to mention the type, the diameter and the length. Okay, and then these are some other materials. Some examples, I don't know why I left them earlier, but this is the only thing remaining in these slides. So now you can see the item. What is the item? Steel reinforcement. What type of steel reinforcement? Deformed. Okay, so deformed is, somebody has a paper? My slides, right? I can do anything. Okay, so this is like a normal bar. Okay, you see straight. Okay, a deformed one is like this. Got it? Deformed one is they twist it like this. Okay, so gives more strength and more better bonding in concrete. When you put it like this, when you do it like this, so it has now marks, and then concrete sets into the marks. So it gives you better bonding. Okay. Next time she will not bring my slides. Right? Clear? Deformed means it's twisted. Okay, and twisting is done to have better strength and bonding. Okay. So if it is of the same type, dia is not mentioned because we need the price. Okay, we will, when we are buying these steel bars, we will tell the contractor, the steel supplier, I need this many bars of this dia, this many bars of this dia. But for the calculation of cost, it does not matter. Dia does not matter. Calculation, the cost will remain the same. Okay, if you are asking me for 1 ton of 16 millimeter dia, or 1 ton of 20 millimeter dia, per ton rate will remain the same. Okay, so that's why. Got my point? Okay, clear? Sure? Not sleeping, right? Okay, so this steel will be used in beams, columns and stairs. That's why I was saying that dia does not matter, because you do not use the same dia of bar in beams and staircase. They are different. Okay, so dia would be different. But how much ton I need for beams? 10. How much for columns and how much for stairs? And then this is done, and the rate is 300. As you can see, the rate is same. Okay, per ton rate is same because the type of steel is same. Okay, so this is then done, and then this is the total cost of what? So this is like how many? 9,000. Okay, 9,000 for what? Steel. Which is steel? Okay, steel reinforcement which is deformed. Clear? Okay. Then this is another item, pipe work. Okay. So what type, where you are going to use a pipe? Underground. Okay. And the reason it could be important is for the contractor rate. Somebody asked me in the last lecture that do we include the labor price here in the BOQ? And I told you labor price is part of the item now. So when you give me the rate, you are giving me the rate with the labor price. So that's why this is important. The labor charges or the effort will not be the same for underground pipe or the pipe in the ceiling. What my point? Okay. So that's why. So where is you are doing pipe work? Where are you doing it? Underground. Okay. And you can see it here. Transport included. Installation included. So labor, transportation charges, everything included. Okay. And this is how we take the rate from the contractor. Okay. The contractor will give us the rate in this way. You have to worry about what? You have to worry about quantity. Okay. The standard of the pipe. Okay. So this is British standards. Okay. And in Bahrain they use a mixture. Some of them are British standards, some of them are American standards. Whatever we can find. Okay. But this is the standard quality of pipe. Okay. And then yeah, fitting is included. So when you put the pipe, you have to do, there are some sockets, some joints you have to put it. Okay. So this quantity does not include those joints and sockets. It is included in the rate. Okay. So and here you can see the quantity is given in meters. So it's only what? Length. Okay. And the rate is given according to different diameter. Okay. In the last example, dia was not important. In this example, dia is important. Okay. Because these pipes are not custom made. I cannot go to the supplier and tell him give me 70 millimeter dia. No, he will say I have 75. Take it or leave it. Okay. So dia is important. Okay. So a standard BOQ item has three main parts. Okay. It has the item description. Okay. What you are doing. It has the quantity. Okay. And this is the one you have to calculate. Okay. And then you are calculating this number. What do we call it? Calculation of this thing is called what? I showed you in these slides. No, this is bill of quantity. This table is bill of quantity. So in this table you see 125 cubic meters of excavation, right? So I must have calculated this cubic meter. This calculation of cubic meter is called as what? No, the quantity itself is volume. The process is called as what?
Takeoff.
It was in the, yes, quantity takeoff. Okay. And yeah. So the item you have to mention what item you are doing and what type of material you will use. If the size has to be included, you include the size, the quality which you need, and any supporting work. Ancillary means supporting work. Okay. So for example, if you are talking about pipes, I showed you, right? So pipe, transportation, fitting, joints, everything included. This is called ancillary. The pipe is the main item. Anything which is done in support of the pipe is ancillary. Okay. Including fitting and installation and transportation and everything. Got it? Clear or not? Okay. So all these things must be mentioned in the BOQ. Okay. So somebody does not mention. Now you can see here excavation. Okay. Now they are saying do excavation. Okay, but yeah, sorry, filling of the excavation, sorry, backfilling. This is item backfilling. Okay, so now they are saying the backfilling should be done with clean backfill. Okay, so there should not be weak soil in it, there should not be plants in it, there should not be dead people in it, and so on. You get the idea? Okay, it should be done in layers. So if I have to fill 1 meter, I'll not fill 1 meter in one go, in layers. Okay, and each layer is normally 300 meters. This is standard. 300, 200 millimeters standard. Now, if you don't mention it, and each layer must be compacted. So it's not like, okay, I did 300 millimeters, now I'll go and sleep and come back and do the other. No. 300 millimeters, then you compact it. Then another 300 millimeters, and you compact it. Get the idea? Clear or not? So, if you don't mention it, it's part of your contract document. The contractor will see, okay, no layers mentioned. So I can fill however I want. I don't need to do compaction. I'll do the full 1 meter and do the compaction once. Okay, you can do that. You did not mention. Got it? And obviously then your foundation is weak and your ground will be weak and so on. Okay, so you will start to have problems. So that's why this is important. The quantity must be mentioned. The units must be mentioned. These are the main items of the BOQ. Okay. Any questions in them? Clear? Okay. Okay, moving on to the second part. Now we will look in more details about the contract documents. We have already talked about them a little bit, but there are three. These contract documents are the main source of information for quantity surveyors. Okay, and they include drawings, specifications, and BOQ. We already talked about them. Okay, these three should be independent of each other. Meaning what? When you are, but they should not contradict each other. They are prepared separately. Okay, but in the end, when you look at all three of them, there should not be any discrepancy. There should not be any conflict. Okay. So, for example, you ask your draftsman to prepare the drawings for you. Your consultant will prepare the specification for you. Your quantity surveyor will prepare the bill of quantities for you. Okay. So, three different people are doing preparing these three documents. Okay. But in the end, in the contract document, it should look like one. It should not look like, in the specification I am saying plastic pipes, and the specification I am saying plain concrete, but my drawing is showing reinforced concrete, or my BOQ is showing reinforced concrete. You get my idea? Okay. So these three documents are prepared separately, but in the end, they must be in alignment with each other. Okay. So it is the duty of the quantity surveyor, QS means quantity surveyor, very known term, to cross-reference them, and if there is any conflict, if there is any discrepancy, it is his job to identify and resolve it. Okay. Later on, we will look at an example as well. Okay. Drawings are the main source of information for measurements, and it is the duty of the quantity surveyor to examine every drawing. Okay, he has to identify all the measurable elements. Okay, which elements should be measured? There are some elements which you do not measure. Okay, like for example, number of lights, you do not measure them. Number of fans, or number of chairs or tables, and so on and so forth. Okay, you do not measure them, but looking at the drawings, he has to identify which items I can measure on the site, and how will I measure it, what will be my units, and so on and so forth. Okay, and again, as I mentioned, if there is any discrepancy, conflict, anything missing, then it is his responsibility to report it to the architect or the engineer, so he can prepare these things. The drawings include a cover page, a specification page. Normally they are part of the same bundle. If you ask from someone give me the drawings of this project. So that bundle, okay, or that set of drawings will most probably have the specifications as well. Okay, but in some cases it could be separate. But you know the drawings and specification are two different things. You know that. Okay, we already discussed. Okay, but they are given together. They are given most of the times together. The drawing should include plans, elevations, sections, and details. Okay, plan means what? Like we do the planning for a party, right? Huh? Top view.
All is Roman.
All the drawings are plans? No. Top view. Top view. Okay. What about elevation? Side view? Could be, yeah. Huh? All of them are dimensions. They are drawings, right? So elevation is side view or the front view. Okay, section. Huh? Section shows you what?
More details.
More details about inside. Okay, section shows you inside details, and then we have the details. Okay, so you can see the cover page here. Cover page, name of the project is mentioned. Okay, it should identify the key parties, name of the client, name of the contractor. Okay, people who took 160, no, not with me, 160 last semester. 160. Oh, not with me. Okay, but you saw the package of drawings we gave you. Okay, it was a whole package, and you have to again do it for your term project as well. So if you look at that package, you will see on the cover page that who is the client, who is the contractor, and who is the consultant. So these are the key parties. Okay, so quantity surveyor is normally employed by the consultant or the client. Okay, the consultant or the client, they basically hire a quantity surveyor who will tell them that contractor has done this much job, so pay him this much. Okay, so you need to maintain good relationships with quantity surveyor. Okay, client already mentioned. Yeah. So understanding this document is a key for communication and contract administration. Okay. You can see the organization over here. What else? So the parties are mentioned here. Okay. Yeah. Inside me, you will see a list of documents as well. It's not mentioned here, but there can be a list of documents as well. Okay. So specification, as I mentioned, they are separate. They are not drawings, but they are part of the drawing package. Okay. A specification is a written document that describes the quality you are expecting for your work, standards you are following. I showed you the description of the pipe work. So the standard was mentioned, right? The pipe should be according to British standard so and so. Okay. And the material, plastic, concrete, reinforced concrete, steel, deformed steel, and so on and so forth. Why it is important for the quantity surveyor? Because it will affect your price. Okay, the price of simple steel bar is not the same as a deformed steel bar. Okay, so a quantity surveyor must know the specifications as well. Without a specification, he cannot find out the accurate price. Okay, so for example, we have a 150 millimeter thick slab. Okay, if the specification tell you that the concrete which we are going to use in the slab is 330 by 20. Okay, so this is normal cement. 30 is what? Strength of the concrete, and 20 is the aggregate size. Okay, and the cement which we are going to use in this one is sulfate resisting cement. Normally we use it for underground work. Okay, and it should be according to British standards so and so. Okay, and the reinforcement which we are going to use in this slab, it will be of this much strength. This is the strength of steel. Okay, and the type of steel which we are going to use is called as high yield steel. Okay, so it's a type of steel, okay, which we use in, and the curing compound. Curing means what? Anybody has an idea? Curing means what? Yeah, curing is to keep the concrete with enough moisture so the reaction of cement can happen. Okay, it is for the cement to complete its reaction with water. Okay, so you have to provide enough water, otherwise you will start to see cracks in concrete. Okay, so what type of curing method is used? Membrane type. So every time we do not spray water for curing. Okay, sometimes we provide some substance, sometimes we just cover it, and so on. So different methods. So now you can see these are the specification for this concrete slab. Okay. So the BOQ item of this slab, when you write this item in the BOQ, it should cover the specification. It should give you the quantity and should also cover the specification as well. These are the specifications, you cannot read them, but it's basically blah blah blah. Okay, a lot of it. But if you have seen any drawing package, you will see this type of page there. Okay, then we have plans, as you mentioned, top view. Okay, and it can be for different floors. It can be for ground floor, the roof level, the first floor, the second floor, and so on and so forth. Okay, it can be something like this, which is more architectural. So you see the walls as well, you see the furniture as well. Okay, or it can be something boring as this, made by us, right? We know, civil engineers. Okay, so normally all linear measurements are available in the plans. Okay, our focus when we look at the plan, what are we trying? What can we calculate from the plan? We can calculate the roof or the floor area. How much area the roof is covering? How much area the floor is covering? The length of walls. Okay, and the length of skirting. What does it mean? Yeah, this thing. Okay, you see at the bottom of the wall there's an extra tile. Okay, so this is called as skirting. Okay, they can count. So this is area, length for walls and skirting. They can count doors, windows, other fixtures, okay, from the plan. Okay, and they can check the dimensions, room dimension for consistency. What does it mean? Last semester some people were saying I did this, now this problem happened. What does it mean? Some of you have already faced this problem. Dimensions for consistency, what does it mean? What problem can you detect from the plan looking at the dimensions? Some of you may have already faced it when you were making your drawings in 160. What was the problem? Anyone? Nobody had any problem, right? Everybody got an A, right? A, okay. You too? Yes?
The tension, maybe.
Huh?
The tension, is it related something to the tension?
No. So sometimes you may miss your total dimension may not be consistent with the sum of the dimension of the rooms. So your total, you write the total area from here to here. My total is 10 meters. Okay. Then I say this room is 4 meters, this room is 6 meters, and this room is 4 meters. Okay, so you see the problem, right? Okay, so this is what was happening in the exam. I don't know who those people were, but this was a problem. Okay, then you come to the elevation. That's why I was saying that this is normally the front view. Okay, so they show the vertical dimensions basically. Elevations are mainly used for vertical measurements. Okay, they can be for each side of the building, so you can make an elevation for each side of the building, front, back, left, right. Okay, they show the location of doors and windows mainly. They will show the where are the doors and where are the windows, their location. You can count them in the plan as well, but the location are more clear in the elevations. Okay, from the elevations you can find out the quantity of finishing work. Okay, finishing means what? What is finishing? Finish everything, right? What is the finishing of a building?
Paint.
Paint,
Light.
huh?
Light.
Lights. Okay, everything which you do after you complete the structure. Okay, when you complete the main structure of the building, anything done after that comes under finishing.
Stairs.
Okay. Hmm?
Stairs.
No. Stairs, like the structure of the stairs is part of the real work, but if you are talking about what they call handles, barriers, and so on, this is finishing. So finishing can be measured from the elevations. Okay, how much paint you need, how much plaster you need, and so on and so forth. You can confirm the sizes from the plan. Okay, the plan is also showing the sizes, but you can confirm it from here as well. You can also look for pipes. Okay, how much length of the pipe you will need from the first floor to the ground floor, and so on and so forth. And you can also look at external cladding as well. What is cladding? This one. It's a window, like just to give you an idea. Now we have seen modern buildings, right? The whole facade is glass. That is called as cladding. Okay, so you can see all these things in elevations. Then we have the details. In the details, you are looking at one particular item microscopically. Okay, so I will just focus on this one, on this column, and so this is focused on column and slab joint. Okay, this one is giving you column and something. Okay, this is the joint between two beams and so on. So you take a particular point and you make a very detailed drawing about that particular point. Okay, so those are part of details. Okay, so in details, when you look at the details sketches or drawings, okay, you understand the complex connections wherever two elements are meeting. You can see how they are meeting with each other, how the steel will be connected, how the concrete will be poured, and so on and so forth. Okay, so details tell you about these things. These details are used to calculate the formwork area. Okay, especially for complicated structures. Okay, complicated shapes. They also tell you reinforcement details about steel. Okay, and they give you more precise quantities of material, because if I tell you give me the quantity of this column, there is no problem. You can see the height. Okay, or even in the drawing you can see the height, you can see the area. There is no problem in calculating the total quantity. Okay, but if I ask you how this will it be the same quantity from top to bottom, the answer is no. Wherever there are joints, okay, the form work and the construction work is different, because you have to make the joint, right? Okay, it's not like, okay, put this column here, then take a beam and put it like this, and then take a slab and put it like this. Okay, you do this and all of them will fall like this as well. Okay, so you have to make the joint. So the joint details are taken from these sketches, so they provide you more accurate details about the materials. Okay, and they tell you about the form. What is form work? Cover to for which material? Okay. No. To cover which material? It is made up of wood. It can be made up of aluminum as well. Concrete. Okay. So formwork is mainly for concrete. Okay. And the most important part of the formwork is where there are joints. Okay. Then we have the foundations as well. Where are foundations? On the roof, right? No? Underground. Okay. So we prepare separate foundation plans because we need to do the excavation. Okay, so we prepare for, separate foundation plans and you show the dimension of the foundations. The foundation details, so it is part of the previous one. Okay, so now you can see the connection between the foundation and the column, right? And you can see the connection between the column and this wall beam as well. Okay, and you can see what type of reinforcement we are using, what material we are using. Okay, how much will be this length of steel. Okay, how much steel of the column will go inside the foundation. Okay, so that's why I said it will give you more precise details, more accurate details. But if you look at the column, you will tell me, okay, from here to here, one steel bar. No, your calculation is wrong because you are not considering the steel inside the foundation of the column. Got the point? Clear? Good. And you can see the dimensions as well. These are some real foundations. And yeah, okay. So for example, we have to calculate the volume of concrete for a foundation trench, something which we already did last time as well. Okay, so the length is 10, the width is 0.7 and the depth is 0.2. But now we have two scenarios, for example. One scenario is this foundation trench will be for of low specification. Okay, low specification meaning what? Maybe it's for a garden wall. So garden wall, as you know, is very low. It will not go to the top floor, right? So it's only a very low wall. So under this, we don't need very heavy foundation. Okay, so we can use maybe this type of concrete without reinforcement. Okay, and the other scenario can be that you have this one under the actual wall. Okay, so now we can go for a better quality of concrete, which is C30-37. You can see the strength is higher. And what about the aggregate size? Higher. Okay, this is normally the case. More strength, more size of the aggregate. It creates other problems as well, but we're not discussing that. So, and we are using sulfate resistance cement in concrete. Okay, and then we are using fabric mesh for the reinforcement. I told you the reinforcement can be with steel normally, but it can be of other material as well. So in this case, they are not using normal steel reinforcement. They are using a fabric mesh as a type of reinforcement. And what quality of mesh they are using? This one. Okay, so this is the quality of this fabric which they are going to use in this mesh. Okay, first of all, the quantity of concrete. How much? Tell me. How much quantity of concrete we need? Huh? Yes, yes. So what is the quantity of concrete we need? Tell me. Huh?
1.4.
1.4?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for the fabric mesh, now in the first scenario, nothing else, right? Done. If you consider the first scenario, low specification, quantity, done. Second scenario, we have another material, right? So you have to calculate the quantity of that material as well. Okay. Now, this mesh will be across the area of foundation. It will be across the area of the foundation. What is my area here? If I want to calculate the area of this mesh, or the area in which this mesh will be applied, what into what? Hmm?
0.7.
How do you apply the reinforcement in area? It will be area is this one, right? Area is this one, not this one. Okay, this one. So, how much? 7. So this is the area of the mesh. Clear? Okay. Now, if you are going with the first scenario, the BOQ table will look like this. Your item is plain concrete in foundation, the quality of concrete, and you will write the quantity 1.4 and it's in cubic meters. Okay. For the second one, reinforced concrete foundation type, the type of cement, the quantity of concrete. This one same. Okay. Cubic meters, and you have to, now you can see supply and fix. Okay. What did we call this? I'm interested in the fabric, right? In the fabric. So what is this? Supply and what did we call it? What work? These supporting items, we gave it a name, right? What? What name? We don't remember, right? We can give it any name. Ahmad, for example. Ahmad work. But don't write it in the exam. Don't worry, you were not there. Even they don't remember. You can go and read the slides, no problem. Okay, but these supporting items, they have a specific name. The point was that. Okay, so the rate will be including these things, supply and fixing and everything. Okay, yeah. If you, so this is the quantity part. Okay, now if you want the cost for the first scenario, you will take the quantity, the units will be cubic meters, the rate will be per cubic meter, okay, and the cost will be this into this. Alright, so this quantity is how much? 1.4, okay, 1.4 cubic meters, and then you will write the rate here. Okay, so for example, the rate is 100 BD per cubic meters. So the cost will be 100 into 1.4.
The rate always will be given.
Sorry?
The rate always will be given.
What do you mean always? What is your always?
Like in the question.
Like in the exam, right?
Yeah.
Like in the, we are always in the exam. Whenever a question comes, always, what is always? In the exam. You are always in the exam. Yes, in the exam. Clear? Okay. Now in this case, you multiply, you get the cost, this is your total cost. Okay. What about scenario 2? Tell me. What will be the change in scenario 2?
We need the 5
Yeah. And what else? What else will change? Can I keep the first part? Can I just keep this one and add fiber with it? No.
The unit.
Why not?
The unit will change it.
The unit? Which unit?
Description.
No. Like I add one row in the same table for fiber. Will it work? Will it work? So I already have this first row for the concrete, right? Concrete quantity is same. This is what we said, right? Whether it is with fiber or without fiber, quantity is same. No?
Yes.
What? Quantity is not same for the concrete. We are talking about the same foundation, right? The quantity is same. So again, can I just add one row with fiber here? Only for fiber. Add one row for fiber. No? Why not? Huh? The quantity is same, so why are you saying no? You should say yes. This is yes. Yes, anybody else? No? Why not? He is saying no, I asked him no, he said yes. She is saying no, I asked him why, he is saying no. What is this? What are you saying? Yes or no? This means what? I don't trust you guys now. This means what? Yes? All of you are wrong, mashallah. Because what? Now she will tell me, yes. She waits for everybody to give the wrong answer. Yes. Tell me. But we are already calculating the reinforcement separately, right? So can I keep this row as it is in scenario 2? You can see the top two tables, right? You can see the top two tables.
Yeah.
Can I keep this row in the second scenario?
Description
Description
different.
is different, concrete description is different. You're not looking at the quantity only. Okay. So when I told you 100 dd per cubic meter, it was for plain C2025 concrete. What concrete we are using in second scenario? Tell me.
C30.
It's different, right? And what cement is this one? Second scenario, what cement we are using? Sulfate resistance. Okay. So only somebody can use. You give me the same rate for both these concretes. Normal contractors will not do this. What my point? Okay. So this row, even the concrete quantity is same, will also change for second scenario. Okay. So it will be reinforced concrete. Okay, you have to write the full, but I'm just okay. In foundations, C 3037 SRC. Okay, this will be the first row. The second row will be supply and fix A142 fabric mesh in foundation. Okay. Mesh reinforcement in foundation. Okay. Mesh reinforcement okay. Then the quantity will come. .4 and 7. Then the unit will come. Meter cube, meter square. Then the rate will come. Let's say 120. Let's say 100. Whatever. It's not coming from my pocket. Don't care. Total amount. Okay. And then you can do the total at the end as well for the complete item. Now, if you look at the previous examples which I give you, these two items can go in separate tables on separate pages, because one is for concrete, the other one is for fabric reinforcement. So they are not usually written like this, one after another. They are done item by item. So for example, I need concrete, this concrete, sulfate resistant concrete in wall footing, column footing, and underwater tank. So all this will come together. All items for this concrete will come together. And fabric, all items of fabric mesh will come together. One more point? Clear? Any questions? Okay, I'll show you this example next time. Abdul Aziz Ahmad Makki, Ali Hussain, Dua Saeed, Fatma Ali, Maryam Ahmad, Marwa Sami, Roa Eman, Sayyid Hussain. Okay, thank you.